What up, everybody? Last night I got to watch The Godfather for the very first time. Yes, I know I'm a couple of years late to the party, but I never had like a huge interest in watching this movie. I understand it is a classic. It is pretty much a masterpiece in its own way. There's a few things I could bitch about, but it is a it is a perfect movie. Um, I was always into Scarface more growing up. Was never really into The Godfather, and to see Al Pacino was in this, and I had no idea until like halfway through the movie. Was pretty funny, but overall, I had a great time watching this movie. It is a 3 hour movie, and for a movie that came out in the 70s that is 3 hours long, it does not feel like it. Hey, MacGyver. The movie does not drag whatsoever. Every scene is pretty captivating, pretty interesting. There's a few scenes that I wouldn't say I got bored, but I kind of like lost what was going on. But overall, this movie was paced really well. The acting and the performances are just top notch. Obviously, Al Pacino kills it. He does a great job. And the one and only Don Corleone, who I did not think was going to die in this movie, because there is a second one, so I had no idea how that was going to play out. I think they handled the death of him very well. There's a lot of foreshadowing at the beginning. He gets shot, and you don't know if he's dead. I'm like, there's no way he's dead. And then in the second half of the movie, he comes back for a more of a performance, a crazy performance, a great performance, and then he gets killed at the end, unfortunately. But Al Pacino's character is really what I feel like we're focusing on more here. Don Corleone was more of the guy giving the orders, and he wasn't in it as much as I wanted him to be, but obviously this movie was made in the 70s, and I can't bitch about a movie that old. I just can't. I can't sit here and say this movie, loses a score because he wasn't in the movie that much. That wouldn't be fair. But I also think the cinematography is great. It's just timeless, classic Italian mob movie. The whole meaning of family meant a lot to me. I have a very close relationship with my family, so all the family gatherings, everything, I could definitely relate to. I don't know if it would be that many fucking people, but definitely could relate to some of the family stuff in a positive way, not a negative way. The kills in this movie are fucking great. I think my favorite scene of the whole movie is the diner scene with Al Pacino and I forget the fucking other guy's name that he shoots. But that scene, I wasn't sure how it was going to play out. I haven't got any of this movie spoiled for me. And I was really curious what was going to happen. Was he going to kill him? Was he going to pussy out? There was something in me that I felt like Al Pacino was more of a... At the beginning, he came off across as more of a safe mobster. I didn't think he was going to kill someone out in public like that. And after that, he kind of... I wouldn't say downward spiral, but he becomes more of a dangerous man, and people learn not to fuck with him. At the beginning, he seems like a pretty boy, and daddy gave him everything, and then later on in the movie, you just see how cold he can be. All of the performances are great. Don't really have a complaint. Don't have a complaint about the runtime. The only complaint I had about this movie was the way that it ended, but now that I thought about it more, it kind of makes sense in a way, and it kind of shows you that Al Pacino's character is not loyal to his wife, especially, and he's going to do whatever it takes to keep everybody together. But it's kind of fucked because he is cheating on his wife. He does have a girlfriend somewhere else. But the movie just kind of ends there, and I kind of found it a bit weird. I do think it was a good ending, but at the same time, I feel like there's something missing. Not like a cliffhanger for the second one, nothing like that, but there's just something missing about the ending. There wasn't any emotion, there wasn't any high stakes. It just kind of, tell me about your affairs. Do you have any? He goes, no, I do not. And then he hugs her, kisses her, closes the door, and the movie ends. I like a bit more for my endings, especially knowing there was a sequel. I think they could have tied it up a little bit better, but overall, I would give this movie an 8 out of 10. The reason I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 is because I don't think it's a perfect movie. There is a few things in here they could have done better, but for the time that it was made to now, I think it holds up amazing. Really beautiful looking movie. Cinematography, like I said, everything is just taken with care, just like everything else in the 70s. What a time to be alive. Obviously, I was not born then, but I kind of wish I was. But it's fun watching this movie, especially in 2024, and just seeing how different everything was. How much more easygoing everything was. Other than the mob killing people, you still have that today. But just everything, no cell phones, no social media, nothing. It just seems so much more relaxing, a lot more in the moment. My favorite performance here is going to be, I'm going to have to say Don Corleone. I really, really liked Al Pacino, but that guy just fucking nailed that role. I am going to watch the second one. I heard it's a bit better than the first one. I don't know. I just don't really have a desire to go back and watch the first one. It's not a super long movie, but it is going to suck up a lot of time. And there's nothing really here that makes you go back and think, we need to rewatch this. There's a couple of scenes I would definitely rewatch again, but for that I would just go online and look it up. Maybe the second one will have a bit more replayability. Like oh my god, get out of the way. My buddy's seen the Godfather trilogy. He's an Italian, so this is like Christmas to him. He's watched it so many times. I'm one of those people, I'll watch it once and I'll probably never watch it again. But I really respect this movie, what it did do for the film industry, especially for gangster and mob movies in general. This set the tone for it. I don't know if it's the best one, but I can tell you it's not my favorite one. There's other movies I would prefer watching, like mob-wise, that aren't as long. But yeah, really good family investment, really good. There is some good emotional moments here, and the kills, like I said before, are just fucking gnarly. The blood is just amazing. The blood that they used to do back in the day is nothing compared. Like, what we have now is fucking tomatoes. Tomato juice. That's what we got. And it just looks like ketchup. Here we got, I don't know what they did, but the blood back in the day just looks so much more realistic. So much better. And every single scene with a gun pointed to someone's head, as soon as that trigger is pulled, you just, woo! Like, it just looks so good. It might not have been a big deal back in the day, but now, man, this, to me, is a big deal. Because movies just fail. Especially John Wick. It's just little blood splatters. But The Godfather definitely did make a mark in the film industry. How many years later, people still watch and have fun with it. I bought the games too, so I'm really pumped to play those and do a review of that for you guys. So that's basically a review of the movie. I really enjoyed it. I don't really have a desire to go back and watch it. But like I said, I really respect it. Performances were top notch. Even Oppenheimer, like they're the same length, but Oppenheimer felt fucking... I loved that movie, but that movie felt like 5 hours. This movie, I was expecting that, but the pacing was really well done. I really enjoyed it. And let me know if you guys want me to watch the second one, if you want me to do a review for that. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace out.